Hello, and welcome back, YouTube! Today, we are going to be watching The Problem with Women in Gaming and Why It's Killing the Hype. And this is a video that was basically recommended to me from people that were like, hey, Asmon watched this, it was interesting, and I want to see your opinion on it. And this was, I think, the first video from, of this creator. And now they're at 120k subs, which is fucking amazing. So yeah, let's see what it's about and what they said. Gotta love to see it, like how creators can like get a jump start on things with videos like that.
Hi, I think I'm starting to spiral here. In every other kind of media, shows, books, movies, we expect characters to be these complex, emotionally layered, and oftentimes attractive people. CD Projekt
Yes. That is actually so accurate. Like, I think for the most part, you do expect characters to be attractive. Regardless of gender, you do expect them to be attractive in gaming, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. It's like, you see the ugly in your day-to-day life, man. You gotta have a fantasy. That's why they're fantasy games, right? Am I wrong?
Red gave us Geralt in a bathtub, and the entire internet said absolute cinema. But when a female game character is hotter, suddenly it's like the studio committed some kind of war crime. And somewhere between 2014 and now, these types of women just started disappearing more and more from our Western games. You know, women who had beauty and charm and mystery,
Okay, fair enough. They did start to disappear, and I do agree it sucks because, like, I like my hot women, man. I'm as straight as they get, and I still like my hot women.
Gloss and the ability to just ruin your life with a single dialogue option. So let's talk about the modern female protagonist. How did you feel when I said that? Yeah.
The modern female protagonist. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Typically, they're more...
Let me actually move myself so that I don't cover her, so you can see her as well as me. I'm gonna put myself over here. God damn it. I'll move myself over here so it's easier.
Emotionally walled off, they're vaguely angry, honestly, me too. They have tactical everything, tragic backstories, but a lot of times won't talk about it with you.
God, I am so tired of like the tragic backstory that made you into like this cold-hearted angry bitch.
Muted color palettes and no cute hairstyles or makeup or...
Cute hairstyles? Nah. Anyone else notice the fact that we can't have long hair anymore because it's too expensive to animate? So we can only get like shortcuts because why, God forbid, you have like a nice hairstyle and you care about your hair?
Joy, and they normally display more masculine traits. And I'm not saying that these characters can never work, but if they're not done extremely well, the issue isn't just that so many of them fall flat, it's that they don't resonate.
They don't resonate with anyone, and most people don't see it as something that they aspire to be or they fantasize about being. There are obviously going to be outliers and there are going to be exceptions. Obviously, as with everything, there's someone for everyone out there, right? But for the most part, especially the people that grew up with, like, you know, looking at role models that are super pretty, super feminine, that are like super gorgeous, beautiful, that are amazing, untouchable status, something to reach towards, right? Suddenly being met with something that's potentially worse looking than you, unkept failures, you kind of look at it and go like, why am I playing with this, like, broken character?
At all. They're not iconic, they're not aspirational, and they're just not the kind of character you want to think about after the credits roll. And just like the women that I obsess over in all my books and...
I don't think, like, from recent gaming, and I will not consider Claire Obscure because I just started it, so, like, I haven't played it, but, like, recent gaming, I don't think there are any female characters that I particularly draw upon. I'll be honest. I'm drawing a blank.
See women that are, as you said, pretty beautiful and good looking? Yep, Paws checks all those boxes.
God damn it. Well timed.
in TV shows, the smart, complex, stunning characters. I just want to aspire to the character that I'm playing in a game. She should feel powerful and gorgeous and emotionally relatable in a way that makes sense. But most of the leads that we're getting nowadays, they're not memorable.
Flat.
And let's be honest, they're not exactly breaking the internet. Okay, at least in a good way. The characters that really stand out that
Oof. Concord taking another hit from its grave. Siri looked pretty cute in the recent trailer. I haven't seen the most recent one. I've only seen the one where she looked very rough.
make a difference, they've
But you are right. Siri from like the Witcher series, like in Witcher 3, she looked very cute. Though not as not as cute, I would say, as other characters in Witcher. But I've played Witcher so long ago that like definitely didn't really consider Witcher for that. It's been ages, man.
got it all. They've got the look,
Bayonetta is GG. Mwah. I fucking love Bayonetta's design.
and the charm and the presence and the personality, and they've got the things that make people care, or at least cosplay. Well, we didn't want to over-sexualize her. Okay, that's fine. I'm on board with that. But somewhere along the way, that turned into she can't flirt, or cry, or be too gentle, or smile too much, or wear makeup. Yes, sorry, I'm gonna hit on that a little bit today. We went
Oh god. The weird thing is, as a person that doesn't wear makeup, I'm like, bro, you don't need to wear makeup to look good or to look like you have healthy skin. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't need to see all your pores visibly open and you having acne to feel like you're not wearing makeup. It feels like a disservice done to things, especially towards, again, aspiring towards something, looking forward to something, having it as a role model. It doesn't have to be your every fucking day-to-day life where you go out. Let people look towards something and be like, I want to be like that when I grow up.
went from don't objectify her to don't let her feel like a real person. And she can be strong, but not soft, beautiful, but only if it's on accident. Heaven forbid she has feelings and good hair at the same time. And I think about this every time that I get the opportunity to make a custom character in a game. She is always a baddie that has lore. Winged eyeliner, mysterious aura. Every NPC in the game is in love with her. And honestly, they should be, okay? My tab in Baldur's Gate 3. An angel. She walks into a scene and the lighting just poof,
Oh, that's
gets
pretty.
better. Gale starts sweating and Asterion is chomping at the bit. Shadowheart's having some conflictions. And her inventory is even more iconic. She's got 3 cursed rings, an apple, and a morally questionable tiara that she just doesn't want to take off. And it just makes you wonder, because if certain games let you create
Bro, she just described a better character than a lot of main characters nowadays, and a better plot for that. It makes you curious why she has 3 cursed rings in there and what's up with that tiara. We have the mystique and like we have the making of a good game in just a few lines right there. Why is it so hard for people to make good games with like female leads, man?
create characters with so much charm and magnetism, why can't games with dedicated female leads do the same thing? Well, what are some of the more recent female leads that we've been graced with? I think about Frey from Forspoken. She can fight dragons and
Frey, honestly, had the making of a really badass character, and she is hot, or at least I think she is. I think if you're saying that she doesn't look cool, I don't know, man, what you expect. I guess too much time on Rule 34. But yeah. Forspoken for me was a game that I actually had on my wish list, and I removed it when she opened her mouth. I actually couldn't stand it. It was so bad, and I'm not talking about the voice actor. I'm talking about the writing.
bend the laws of physics and literally parkour across dimensions. That's super cool. But for some reason, they gave her the most awkward dialogue and had her deliver every line like she was on hold with customer service. On mute. What about Kay Vess from Star Wars Outlaws? She's a scrappy space outlaw.
I mean, she looks like a vagabond or a vagrant or like someone that just, I don't know, just wants to go on a drug deal. I don't know the game, but that's what it looks like. So I'm like, whatever.
In theory, In practice, she kind of just plays like she just respawned from a bug and isn't sure where she is or why she's there. Okay, well, what about female Ivor from Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Actually, she was canonically the real one. But you probably wouldn't know that because even Ubisoft was like, dang, that's crazy. Anyway, check out this guy's beard. Or Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Oof.
This game was like 10 years in the oven and somehow it still came out soggy.
That's because if you spend too much time in, baking something, it might turn to crisp. Honestly, I think they tried too hard with it to be something that it's not. And they changed direction too much from like the series. They didn't bake it exactly. They literally burned it to a crisp.
It often felt cringy instead of charming, and there really wasn't much mystery, but there was a lot of lecturing.
There was a lot, yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, there was a fuck ton of lecturing. I didn't play it. I watched clips of it, and there's so much lecturing going on, man. I'm like, if I want to be morally lectured, I'll just go on Twitter.
Instead of emotionally rich companions, we kind of just got chronically online Twitter bios and
I swear I did not watch this video before. I like how she is the exact same example, man. Oh, I like her.
fantasy outfits. I think you get the point, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We need female characters with range, with presence, with a little drama, if you will. The girls who make you feel something.
I mean, just if we're going by the whole Twitter vibe thing, right? If we're going by that, they should be experts of making bitchy, catty female characters. Because we have an entire high school drama segment. Just look at the VTuber community, man. There's like high school dramas left and right. They have so much inspiration that they can take from. Backstabbing and like people dragging each other in the mud and being jealous. But we don't even get that in our video game characters. We just get bland, uncooked carcasses that don't really have a thought in their mind.
Were not perfect. They were messy and charismatic and complicated in the best way. Sadie Adler from Red Dead 2, her husband literally dies and she goes, cool, I'm going feral now. And grieving? Yes. Stunning? Yes. Horse girl? Absolutely. But I would let her run me over with that horse. Chloe Fraser from Uncharted. She's flirty and morally flexible and somehow still makes betrayal feel hot. Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy. She could literally take down a behemoth in one hit and then quietly make you some soup and ask if you've been sleeping okay. Max from Life is Strange. A super sweet, anxious girl who accidentally rewrote the entire space-time continuum just because she had too many feelings. And honestly, we love a relatable queen. Or Nabooru from the Legend of Zelda series. She leads armies and fights evil, and somehow she still looks like she's posing for a Vogue cover the entire time. Probably my first girl crush. This should not be controversial, but I'll say it. We need to bring back great male leads, okay? And not because women can't carry a story, but because we've just like chucked balance off a cliff. It seems like the knee-jerk reaction to underrepresentation accusations became all female everything forever. No.
Honestly, I agree with her on that one. Like, oh, also the noise in the background is my cat wheel, for those wondering if you can hear it. I agree with her. I think people need to stop shoving down agendas down people's throats because it sabotages the efforts of any story. Like, it's no longer, is this going to be a good story? No, is this going to be infected with moral superiority and like being thrown random bits here and there and being lectured 24/7? Or is this what is now perceived as a quotation mark DEI insert, instead of actually being about the stories, about the characters, about like what's happening? It just got derailed so hard. It's like, go back to freaking just making good stories and good games.
Notes. And now, after we've gotten so many forgettable female leads, not you, Ellie and Aloy, my queens. But with all the others, we've hit this weird place where the audience is already exhausted before the trailer even ends. And unfortunately, caught in the crossfires of this has been Naughty Dog's new IP, Intergalactic, and Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, for sure. Like, people look at it and they're like, oh my god, this isn't a woman, or oh my god, is this how you see women? Oh my god, we don't want more of that slop. And it's like, those games didn't even get a chance to go out the gate and people are already against them just because of how, like, they look. So at this point, people are so extremist and so negatively charged that I think what happened, the entire movement of what they were trying to do, backfired considerably and just set things back way more. And the thing is, people forget, like, we had so much about female leads that were strong in the past. And no one was talking about that. No one cared about it because guess what? They were good stories. Everyone loved them. Everyone was like, whatever, it's a female lead. What, we don't care that it's a female lead or a male lead. It wasn't about the gender of the character. It was about the story that was telling and the badassery that was happening. Like, when I think Bayonetta, I don't think, oh, that's such a cool female-led game. No, I think badass, gun-yielding, cool posing, execution style action. No one cared about the gender of whatever we were playing. Like, I don't think about Red Dead and I think, oh yeah, I'm playing as this badass dude. No, I think about the story.
But when I think about just well-written women in games, what's interesting is some of gaming's best women were not even the protagonist, but they were the scene stealers. Ciri from The Witcher 3 is quite literally the entire reason that Geralt is risking his life across these war-torn kingdoms, and she's this complicated, beautiful, just wild young girl who's somehow still more mature than everyone else around her. Or Yuna from Final Fantasy X, this graceful, selfless, and devastating character who's literally carrying the hopes of an entire world on her back, and then she still apologizes when she inconveniences you. And if that's not being a girl, I don't know what is. Or
no, that's being Canadian. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. But jokes aside, I think for the most part, people forget that sometimes men will move mountains for women, or they try to like dismiss that in modern writing. And it's such a fucking beautiful thing when you have a dude that will go feral to defend you and to protect you and to love you and to get what you want. And a lot of fantasy books are like that. So I'm like very confused why people are trying to shift away from something that everyone enjoys. Like, and the princesses in another castle remind you of something?
Midna from Twilight Princess. Alright, she's a little bit annoying at first, but she bullies Link for like the first 30 hours of the game, saves his life, opens a dimensional portal, and then vanishes all with a glowing tear. He never says a word to her the entire game, but she says everything with her absence. Truly a legendary situationship. And while Western games are nervously nerfing kind of every trace of femininity from their female characters, Eastern devs are like, yeah, here's a mysterious woman who could kill you and make you cry about it. You're welcome. Capcom? They've been in their iconic woman era since like forever. Resident Evil is one of my all-time favorite series, and
I still haven't played for Resident Evil at all.
And easily has the cleanest bob in gaming. Ada is mysterious, stylish, and she might lie to your face, but she's still gonna get a fan cam. Claire is this beautiful, kind, capable woman who takes zero nonsense, and Lady D had like 10 minutes of screen time in Village, and she still owned Halloween for like the next 2 years. They're hot, they're cool, they've got so much range, and you remember them. You want to be them, or you just kind of want them to emotionally damage you just a little bit. It's the same kind of energy with Monster Hunter Wilds. They dropped a couple of composed, stunning women, and the internet instantly started to cosplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, holy shit, the amount of people that I've seen cosplaying the women in Wilds, pun intended. It's wild. But I don't blame them. They're fucking hot characters. They're really cool designs.
They're expressive and graceful, and they've just got that
The only reason I know who Lady Dimitrescu is, or Dumitrescu, I don't actually know what her proper name is because people fucking come over to me and are like, Paws, you're from Romania. Have you met her in real life? To which I look at them and I'm like, yeah. And that's the only reason I know who she is. Because people are like, Romania? Pause, pause Romania. Romanian. Yeah, you know who it is.
magnetism about them. And that's why the boys are in love, the girls are in love, and I am in love. And then we've got From Software, who just casually releases the most haunting, elegant women in modern gaming like it's nothing. The doll from Bloodborne, our favorite Victorian comfort character. She's soft-spoken, she's gentle, and she definitely knows more than she's letting on. Or Lady Maria, tragic, terrifying character with perfect posture, and 10 out of 10, I would let her fight me again. Or Ronnie from Elden Ring, who I was quite literally on my knees for.
Yeah, about that. You can actually watch my playthrough on in the live tab on YouTube. So if you're curious about that, but Rani, I punched when I saw. Oh my god, H&G gifting a sub to Lady Dimitrescu. Thanks. So I actually punched Rani and I made her go away. Oops. But yeah, you can watch my playthrough and see why. Mm.
And I made sure to do every single step of her quest so I could
Yeah, me too. After a long and winded oopsa daisy, I eventually stumbled into how to fix it.
serve her as me Elden Lord. Or Melina. Ah, Melina was so glowing and quiet and just sad. And then when she leaves,
So glowing and sad! Dude, the internet is fucking broken. I kid you not. You put a sad character and people will want to make that character happy and will do anything in their power just to see a smile and to see them no longer sad. If they're hot.
you at the sight of Grace like, my work here is done. And you're just devastated and you're just sitting there all by yourself, alone, in your little tunic. These ladies do not need exposition dumps or 80 cutscenes. They just show up and drip elegance, drop one line of vague sorrow, and then next thing you know, you're obsessing over cosplays and fan art for like the next month.
Like, honestly, they're very well done characters. They don't get a lot of screen time. You don't even get a lot of snippets with them. You don't even get proper long cutscenes or anything. They're just mysterious but intriguing enough, and they have cool designs.
Say all of this because femininity is not outdated. It's not shallow, and it's not something that you need to water down for the story to be taken seriously. It's range. So please let women be cute and manipulative, kind and a little chaotic.
I mean, if we learned anything from Forspoken, is that apparently we need characters that don't speak, and then they're just badass.
Soft, but have sharp teeth. Pretty, powerful, emotionally devastating.
Sharp teeth is an important one. There's something about those fangs that just makes you go feral.
And the reason the protagonist starts journaling in a cave somewhere. Because femininity is Zelda, steadfast and radiant, and standing between her kingdom and ruin with nothing but hope and stubborn grace. Or Triss, who's clever and compassionate and plays politics with you with a super soft smile that just makes you kind of forget that she's winning. Or Bayonetta, who's playful and provocative and treats every battlefield like a runway and then never manages to smudge her lipstick. Or Lightning, who's a beautiful, guarded, and grieving character who carries the entire weight of the world in 6-inch heels. And when female characters are done right, they're not flat or abrasive or weak.
Exactly.
They're actually narrative gold. They have tension and softness that stabs, or beauty as a weapon. Let's let women be gorgeous and terrifying, sweet and strategic, gentle and unhinged. Let them be feminine again.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's a very well written script on women in gaming. And I think for the most part, like, whatever agenda people are trying to push is just making people hate the concept more. And people didn't used to hate it. As I said, there are so many characters, like female characters. I remember one of the first games that I played, it was called Laura. It had a female lead in it. It's like a really early game. Really old game. And I'm like, bro, no one cared that it was a female lead. Literally no one cared. It's so wild to me that nowadays you have to care about the gender, you have to care about someone's identity in the video game, you have to put labels on them, you have to make sure that they check boxes. It's like, bro, just tell the story. Tell good stories. Make them interesting. Make people care about whatever agenda you're trying to push by making them question it by themselves without guiding them into the things. Right? Like, that's why there's beauty in like games like Red Dead Redemption, where you have morally dubious and questioning results and quests and moments where you're like, but why? Why is this happening? Or like, you can do things that's just either good or bad. And you have a fucking moral system. It's like, just like make people understand by making it relatable or like by gently guiding them through it. That's what makes a good story. That's what makes a good character. That's what makes a good woman as well in gaming. Like, I've seen so many characters that I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And as much as I remember Nier's ass, she's more fucking woman than a lot of the recent leads. Ignoring the fact that I spent a lot of time looking up her skirt, okay? That game was freaking beautiful. Yeah. It's like, I just want more characters that just make sense, regardless of their gender. Like, I don't care about a character's gender. And I say that as a freaking woman that's been gaming her entire life. Like, I don't care about representation. That doesn't mean other people won't, but I personally do not care. I just care that the character looks cool and that the story is interesting. Because, or if the story's not interesting, well, I would like a really nice ass to stare at, and for the farming mechanic to give me a lot of loot. I'm simple like that. But then again, I am a loot goblin. Anyway, if you made it this far from my rant, YouTube, I appreciate you waiting and listening until the very end. And the word of the day is bubble pop. Yeah. Or bubble. I don't know. If you think bubble pop is 2 words, just use bubble. I was just thinking of the bubble gum. Bye, YouTube. Da, 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 da.